Well, okay. Last week in the Naturals, the crew landed on a new island, went to a magic shop, bought some gear. Well, by bought, I mean conveniently got it out of the shop, acquired in legal means, and is currently, for Sid's part, currently running away actually, from guards. Whereas Swan and Marcus, myself, or the other way, we decided that going to jail was not a plan. That's where Tempest and Rhys, of course, came in and saved their ass. And now we're trying to find Sid again, trying to go back to the boat. But we stole shit.
Yeah.
That was the entire
That's a tame way of saying that.
Actually, that is pretty true. The whole town is currently in a shambles.
Not the whole town. There's maybe like 5 people.
I'm
One
assuming,
guy at the top.
I'm really assuming everyone's just running around in the town at this point. It's like chaos.
They're like the one expensive thing the whole town had.
It's like Scooby-Doo where they run and then they run and then they run.
We kind of did have a Scooby-Doo episode.
Yeah.
We did.
Kind of.
Like
There
running
was
through the
definitely-
doors.
Yeah, the Benny Hill theme was playing.
Yes,
while
I
the
remember the
lady was running
Scooby-Doo
away.
episode where the bad guy got decapitated. My favorite Scooby-Doo episode.
No.
Watching it from an outside
No.
perspective
That's
is
the
a
Velma
big
episode,
difference.
guys. Come on.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Don't even mention.
All right. So to fill in a couple gaps, Lady picked up a very powerful magic item, stealing it from this shop, running out the door, and disappearing into kind of pain. And I don't mean guards. The animal.
Actual pitch.
So then Sid, electing to basically get arrested to then go look for Lady, gets thrown in manacles with them behind his back to go and around. Our session ended with Lady running to the docks, jumping into the water, and Sid sailor diving in after her to then swim up alongside of her and swim with Lady underwater, kind of like half underwater, half not, heading towards ships in the harbor instead of like just this small like dock kind of so we're gonna pick up with Harry. You step off the Corvid
Okay.
onto the, well, you have to go from the Corvid to the Luxmar's Revenge onto the dock that they parked next. You start walking down the dock and you see a large fog cloud above a building that looks to be like some kind of heavily fortified area. Could be like a jailer's house, could be a guardhouse of some kind. In the distance to your left, you see Sid chasing after Lady, handcuffed, with guards rushing after him. Lady jumps into the water, Sid follows suit, and as that happens, Swan, Marcus, Tempest, and Rhys all run out of a fog cloud, the fog cloud that you see in front of that fortified building, heading towards the docks. You also see Aiden very feverishly climbing up the ropes to get onto the Luxmar's Revenge just past you, and he is like talking to Captain Abraham very, very quickly. He after hearing a little bit of what Abraham has to say, he jumps off the boat, doesn't even like go down the rope ladder or anything, like literally jumps off, does a combat roll onto the dock, sees you, and he's like, "Right, there's some things happening. Captain's got a plan. Come on!" And he just like runs towards the group that is now running from the fortified guard house looking area.
I shout, "What the fuck," and run after him.
Question, Dan.
Yeah.
we took out everybody, right?
You took out the 2 guards that were keeping watch, yeah, because you convinced the 2 that they found it.
Yes.
Or the 3. There were 3 that you convinced. They went off through some alleys towards like the pig pen area.
So I think we ended before coming back to us after us finishing our combat. I would have, before leaving the fog cloud,
Mhm.
buried these 2 guys using mold earth, so there would be no trace that anybody was dead.
They get all
No
1
trace?
foot, 1 foot less shallow than it's supposed to be grave.
Yep.
Yes.
It's not blue rock anymore.
Not blue rock. Well, we don't want people to know
No,
what's going on, right?
Yeah.
they skipped
It would be
town.
kind of.
And then we wouldn't be
That would
running. We
kind
would
of
be
not good.
meandering slowly
I'm guessing you guys
Where's
also
the
grabbed the
Swan? Marcus
keys.
still have-
because we don't want to
yeah, we
make it
probably would've grabbed the
obvious
keys,
that we've
yeah.
done something wrong. You know, like if you're running away from a fog cloud and the police see you, they're gonna be like, something sketchy's going on.
Yeah.
Just casually walk out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I
Fair.
would have
You know?
assumed that we found the keys before they were buried, unlocked the
Yes.
shackles, put the things like with the shackles and the keys with the guards, and then buried them to just hide everything.
Fair. Okay.
Not correct
That's-
on anything that you just said, but I feel like that's what would have happened if we had continued on.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
You're not.
No, that's fair. I'll say that you guys probably like quickly rush into the alley that's like right next to that building. And from the docks you would be able to see that because the city is kind of in a grid.
Yeah.
So you look down one alley, Perry, and you see them kind of like now start to just casually walk down that paved alley. It's not like a back alley or anything like a place where people would exit their homes or exit their kind of go about their day away from the main. So you're just meandering down that, just trying to be real casual. Can I get this is going to be
Roll for casual.
well, this is going to be a weird check. So it's going to be a
Stealth check.
charisma-based stealth check.
Oh God.
So are you,
Okay, 1 second to grab my-
if you're proficient in stealth, you'll add your proficiency bonus.
If I'm half proficient.
You'll add half. If you are not, then it's just going to be a straight charisma roll. This is going to be a group check technically, so it will count with the group check rules. For success and failure.
Okay.
I will be rolling for Marcus. Not have a great track record with rolling for Marcus, but we're gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna re-roll. I
You're
feel
with
bad.
us, right?
Huh?
Flute's with us, correct?
Yep, Swan is with you.
Thank
Hello.
The French Canadian is walking out of the
Yes.
walking out of the cloud.
Flute, the French Canadian.
It's a
Uh,
French radio.
All right, here we go.
Gonna be a +1. So Marcus got a 10. I re-rolled because initially he got a 4.
Oh.
Okay, so Swan, what did you get?
22.
Okay, Tempest. Cool. Rise.
17.
Okay. So
How was I more charismatic?
group wise, I'll say that you guys pass, but Tempest looks like he's like trying too hard to come
Not
off as
good.
casual.
Yeah.
Like to the point where it almost seems like he's drunk and pretending to not be drunk so that he doesn't get in trouble for public drinking. And Marcus is just like kind of casual, but like casual enough that you'd look at him and be like, "What's he up to?"
Oh, what's wrong with that boy?
Where's he going?
But Aiden kind of like ducks down the alley and starts running up to you.
So like I'd be walking and I'd be like darting everywhere, kind of like looking suspicious, like I'm looking for guards. I feel like that would be, you know.
Like you're like the way that you're walking, you're trying to like, play it off like you're not being, while also like constantly having your head on a swivel.
Incredibly suspicious.
Yeah. Aiden will come up and say, all right. So I just spoke to Captain Abraham. He has an idea of how we can get away. Things are going on. I just saw Sid jump off a dock with a lady, and they're in the water, and I don't know what's happening there. But so here's the idea. Here's a fishing ship in the harbor, and Abraham suggested we steal that and sail away. And we come back in disguise, and like
We could just have a meeting point after.
we could, yeah. I mean, it's just a little planning.
Because that's right. If we all leave together, we're all going to look suspicious. But if we steal something and leave, then we're going to look significantly less suspicious.
He's already put a fake crew on the Corvid. Make it look
Damn.
like it's full. Yeah.
When I leveled up, remember I sent you that spell?
Yeah.
You used to say fuck.
No, I said what?
Oh.
It sounded
You
like
said that was
fuck.
okay for me to take, right?
Which was the spell again?
It was the water air.
Oh, yeah, that was fine.
Okay, sweet. I have an idea. We're gonna steal the ship. Absolutely. And then we might go for a swim. 'Cause they're not gonna see this coming. All right.
This will be fun.
Yes, a swim will be fun. Okay, so
Not for Perry though.
Yeah, I was gonna have to aid him.
Perry can stay on the boat. We can steal the ship and have some people stay off on the boat.
Because,
And,
well, to be fair, they don't know that like Perry isn't implicated.
Yeah,
exactly.
Harry's just a nice person who got off from the big scary boats.
Let me look.
It's just there.
Dude
He's vibing.
shouted audibly, very loud, "What the fuck?" and took off running towards where all the implicated people were.
You just really want to help them get this magical rod back.
That's very
I
implicating.
Perry loves a magical rod.
Okay. All right. So,
If that was on purpose or not, but A+.
So,
At the boy.
puppy break.
Finn, come.
At the boy.
Anyway,
Side eyes.
that is what he. Okay, so as you guys are all kind of like heading towards the docks at this point, Sid,
Yeah.
you're swimming.
I want to imagine that Sid's newly acquired fancy hat has floated up to the surface and off from his head. I will sacrifice
you put the
that
hat on?
to
put it on?
to have no other consequences. I think Sid's hat floats to the surface. I sacrifice my hat for you, Dan.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean it would because there's
Only
no way.
if
It
there
would...
is no other consequences.
Well, we'll see. I'm not saying you want to leave the hat behind. That's on you. That's your call.
I think thematically it makes sense. He fucking jumped in the water.
You sailor dive with no hand. The hat is not staying on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So, you are currently swimming away. The guards are kind of like shouting after you. They've run down the dock the long way and are now like going along the pier, try and chase after you and get to a point where they. Where are you heading?
I am heading just towards ships in general.
Okay.
Not specifically towards the Corvid or the Lux Mars Revenge, just ships in general. Because there's a lot of stuff going on in ships and rigging and all of that sort of shit that I can maybe hide behind.
Are you attempting to get your hands in front of you?
I don't. Okay. Me as Colin, as somebody who is really fucking lanky and skinny, I could probably do it, but I don't know if Sid could do it. So I got like long, lanky arms, right? And I could probably.
These aren't like clasp manacles where there is a chain in between it, so there is a little bit of give with your wrist.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think he would. Why not?
Can anyone do that? Actually, wait, hold up.
I just tried it. I swear to God, if Flute pulls out handcuffs and like from his bedroom
Why would that
underneath
not
his bed.
surprise me?
As
Also,
long as
why
they're
is
pink and
why
fuzzy.
is Flute's like saying buzzy sometimes?
It's not anymore.
It's the
Okay.
fluorescent light he plugged into his microphone.
So when I unplug my mic, it goes to webcam mic, and the webcam mic does the brrrr.
Right. The
So-
autofocus thing.
Yeah.
So, you are. Do you want to give it a try? I mean, it might be easier if you're in the water too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, he is in the water, so
It might be more difficult.
why would it be more difficult in the water?
Well, so you're trying to
Free floating.
float. You also have clothing on and shoes on, right? So you, like staying afloat and not drowning is probably pretty difficult.
Yeah, but I mean, it would be more difficult to swim with your hands behind your back.
I mean, dolphins swim without hands, so
Yeah,
Done that
but
before.
come up from air or come up for air is a little bit more difficult.
yeah, sure. I will attempt.
Worth a shot. So how I'm picturing it is like you're not. So your hands are behind like your coat
Mhm.
outside. So bringing your arms down and around wouldn't be like that bad. And if you're floating in water, that would make it so like yeah, you'd be kind of like moving around and probably doing like backflips and stuff as you. But you could give it a shot. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Okay. At least I'm decent at this. That is a 17.
Okay. After a little bit of struggling, like not too much where you're stopping a lot of your forward momentum, you just like stop for a second and just give it a quick try. First try, you're good. Pull your hands through,
Okay.
and you're good to go.
Yeah, so I think Sid and Lady are both kind of swimming side by side at this point, like out
Mhm.
into the open, like through. How is this harbor? Because I was kind of picturing it as like either a channel or like a U-shaped thing.
Yeah, so it is like a U shape. In the
Okay.
there's like a cliff on the like if you're coming into the harbor looking at the cliff on the right side, like kind of on the far right side. It almost looks like a claw, I guess. Like I'm picturing the oh god, this might be. There's an item in Pokemon, and it's a claw. It's called the something claw, not the quick claw.
The claw.
The steel claw.
Oh, Razor Claw, I think. Hold on. Yeah, the Razor Claw. If you look up a picture of the Razor Claw, the harbor is the inside you to that.
How?
Looks like a horseshoe.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to know your brain real quick and just.
Same.
So on the right side, there is
I don't
the.
want to know Dan's brain. I'm scared
know
of Dan's
how-
brain.
On
Your
the
brain didn't just immediately go to horseshoe.
well, because it's not really a.
To Pokemon
Well, so
first.
it's not really a horseshoe because it is thinner on that one side. That's what I was getting at. So it's like a
That's
cliffside
right.
on the far right hand of this. The harbor or the docks start. I'm just gonna fucking pull. This is getting too complicated to explain. Sorry, I know all the cameras are messed up.
No.
Oh no. Oh no. It's
Um,
the frame.
I'm gonna make it so that
High frame. I'm in frame. I did it.
You survived. I'm also in frame.
The purge.
Gus is now Sid.
Gus is Lady.
Okay.
Gus is adorable.
Look at him. Look at his little face.
Dan and Colin. No, actually, Colin is sharing Perry and me.
Look at his little teethers. Look at him.
If I like sit here, I'm Rhys.
Oh, you're the big buff man now.
Very sad. Stream is not allowed to see the high-res cat teeth.
I read stoofers.
Okay, so the cliff is pretty much from where my mouse is to
Okay.
like here. It's like all of this. Then the docks start like coming out here.
Okay.
And they start getting like smaller and like not as important for like large ships down towards like over here, where it seems like you know, more like local ships that are permanently docked there. And then it kind of goes like just like a sandy beach heading out.
Okay, so where is Sid on this?
So Sid, you jumped off around like here.
Okay.
You're probably here at this point.
Okay.
The Corvid is like here.
Okay, so I think he's swimming like directly opposite side.
You're like here. Which direction
Yeah.
are you?
Right from where your cursor is.
Oh, so you're like going across this whole thing.
Yeah, how big is it? I guess I should ask how big it is.
It's big.
Okay, never mind. Then I'll swim along the backside of the ships.
Okay, kind of like heading up towards the main street with the.
Yeah, and I think maybe he swims along the backside of individual ships, and like if he finds something he can like grab onto on the like literal back of a ship, like a rudder that's sticking up or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He'll like kind of grab onto that and like be able to take a few seconds to like breathe, because I imagine this has been very strenuous.
Yeah, for sure. Because you are wearing heavier clothing. Give me a stealth check. For both you and Lady.
Yes. Lady has 1 stealth less than I do, but not on the die because
It
I
doesn't.
rolled a 10 and a lady rolled a 16. Oh look, he's a seagull flying away.
Either crit or got a 1. Either crit or got a 1. Either crit or nobody.
Is
You
it
get
a
a
1?
one.
It's a 1.
You get a
It's
one.
a 1. If it's not a 1, we cast light.
It's a 1.
It's definitely a 1.
Oh no, it's absolutely a 1.
It has to be 1.
I just roll good.
No.
And
No.
Dan, you're
No,
supposed to be invested
no.
in our continued survival and fun.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
more fun if you're going on a chase, I think, instead of losing them in a ship rudder.
This is but temporary. Where the fuck is he gonna go besides right here, right now?
Yeah, where is he gonna go?
We also have no idea where he is.
True.
None of
I
us
have no
All right.
idea what's going
clue where
on.
he
So you are now hidden. We're gonna cut back to the other group. You guys kind of like come out to where the dock street is. It's the dock, or the street that's running parallel with the docks, in like a T shape from the street where you just came from. And you're peeking out. You see a bunch of guards now are off in the distance, including the 3 that you guys told to go and look for the rod because they found it. They've
Am
now
I
met up.
with them now, or am I just still running?
At this point, you are with them. You are with them. Aiden is with you. Aiden is going to attempt kind of like blend into a group of people who are walking by. I roll good for the NPC on your side. And he just like he almost like disappears. Like the only thing that you see of him is like the little mop of like brown hair that's like, but like that's
Magneto.
he just like slips into a group of or into the crowd, and just kind of continues. Because like this isn't like empty. Like it's not just like you guys on the streets. Like there is people. There are people who are around. Like the guards kind of cleared the main street where you guys were and where they kind of took you. So like when you got into that fight and killed the guards, like no one really noticed. That area was cleared off, and but there are people around. This is a city of commerce.
All right, so I'm first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cast a message to see if I can communicate with Sid. Can I communicate with Sid? 'Cause I'm extremely familiar with him.
Yeah, you cannot. You are not close enough.
Okay, so I'm like, all right. We should start heading towards the boat. Did we have that communication where the new plan? Who did we communicate with? Somebody that we're gonna
Aiden,
steal.
right?
Aiden, that we're gonna steal another ship.
Yeah, so Aiden, I'll say that he points out the ship and then slips into the crowd because I did forget to mention that.
Okay, cool.
It's just
I
like
didn't know
it's
if that was a communication with Perry as opposed to with
gotcha.
us.
No, with all of you. It's just like you see this smaller fishing ship, smaller than the Corvid, just kind of like sitting in
Dude,
the.
we're getting
the
a
docks.
rowboat. We're getting a rowboat.
Oh my god!
It's not a rowboat. The Corvid's not that small, guys.
We shall name it my
Ah.
dinghy.
We have. Is it a rowboat with a cannon, or does it have a harpoon?
It's not a
True.
rowboat.
Oh, it's one of those lame ones without anything.
It's like a sloop. It's like
Hey,
a
we can
sloop
do better than
size.
that.
Like a sloop.
Okay, what?
Lame.
Yeah. So now we need to know how we can rig this new boat that we're gonna call the rowboat to the back of the Corvid.
Then I would like
We have
to...
a fleet. We're starting a fleet.
Oh my god, we are!
Admiral Tempest.
Could I casually walk up to the rowboat then? Or to... No, sorry. To rowboat. It's a...
Like I'm trying to find a picture.
It's a sloop named Robot.
I'm sorry, but Gus rolled a nat 1. He's never allowed to roll dice for me again.
Trying to find like a picture that would.
Guys.
Sea of Thieves sloop.
No, it's not even that big. It's smaller than that.
Sea of Thieves
The
rowboat.
motorboat. It's a modern day fishing yacht.
It has a
With
two.
the
It has a two-stroke
Yamaha.
10 horsepower engine.
So it is
So-
the size roughly of the gunboats from Assassin's Creed.
Yes, obviously.
It's basically
Oh.
it's
It's small. That's fine.
It's
so
small.
it is very
It's
small.
axle size.
without any sort of
Hey!
interaction.
Are you able to what?
Get to the docks with without any sort of interactions or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you can attempt to.
Can we do that? And then I want to see if there's any commotions anywhere.
Sure.
Okay.
So I will need a stealth check going into the crowds, and then we'll need. Trying to look. I'm just trying to find us.
Oh, stealthy
How would
as
you not
hell.
be so-
Trying to find like an actual.
Stealth. 22.
Just type in historical Lil Boat.
That might work.
Sorry, Dean.
I choke.
There's a lot of historical
Gus
little
has
boats.
redeemed himself. He rolled a nat 20.
That's my boy.
I see historical little boats.
Did you try historical lil boats? Not little. I don't know. I
I'm-
don't know
so
if little
it's-
will work.
I'm thinking gunboat would be the best description of. Nope. Still showing me
I
Civil
searched
War era.
I searched historic Lil Boat and it just shows some guy called Lil Yachty.
Yeah, very historic.
I mean,
If you-
it depends on what you're into and what type of history you like, but
If you put the letters Lil at any point with LIL, you're gone. Your research is.
Okay, I think I found one. Going to be.
Dan, I'm gonna send you pictures of little boats, okay?
Okay, man.
I think we should all just start sending. Dan
Actually, yeah, we should all send them here, and then Dan gets more options to pick.
I personally like my option.
That's a perfect option. Amazing.
That's
I agree.
Okay, this is just. I'm just. This ship in particular. If you are curious, it'll be in the Discord.
That's cute.
Oh, okay. Like Mamma Mia.
here we go again.
That's the size that we're. Not big. It's not. It's a well. Like there's a good amount of sails on it. Catch the wind. It'll move relatively fast.
What about? Oh, sweet. That was...
All I can think of is the small boat that Jack starts with in the beginning of the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Similar to that, it's actually a lot closer.
So it's a normal sailboat.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Not. It's
Just
not like
pretty.
a large vessel. The one I just sent is probably a more accurate representation. Sans cannons
That was French,
was French.
except you don't pronounce the N and the S in French, but it's okay.
Colin, I like that one.
It's just ça.
I like to imagine Rhys on that boat.
Yeah.
Me specifically on that boat.
Yeah, because Rhys is like big.
Jacked as
Chunky.
Ships that you keep sending him are just like, why are they so thick?
Yeah, why are they so chunky?
Because they have to work on a D&D battle map and not in real life.
hell. True.
I'm sending my one again because Dan's not gonna open the side chat.
I like yours.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a good one. It better
think
come
it's
with life
perfect.
vest.
Hey, does this? Yeah, we need to know. Does this ship come with life vests?
Is it up
I
to the
need it.
safety standard?
Would the Coast Guard issue tickets if this boat was pulled over?
Perry needs a lifeguard.
You definitely need you need either a life vest or those little arm floaties for yourself because you can't swim.
I need a mango colored.
Yeah, we really do
Yeah.
need some mango
Stop
colored stuff.
thinking about this boat size.
I just
and-
watched Tim die inside.
Okay. So it is a catch. A CETC8. That is
Glad
the
we
name of the
confirmed
ship and the type. That is the type of boat that it is. That is what you
That
see.
is-
That is the size.
If I want to approach the boat, then do I need to be stealthy? Am I
Don't worry, I rolled a 22 stealth, dude.
But if I want to approach it, do I need to be stealthy?
I mean,
Just
you guys
walking on
are.
the dock.
I mean, yeah, you're just walking on the dock, but also the three soldiers who were part of arresting you are coming in your general direction.
Okay, so I need to be stealthy. Thanks.
Yes.
Um,
To blend into the
Yeah,
crowd
but-
very quickly. So there was a nat 20 that was rolled. There was a 20 plus rolled from
Oh.
Tempest.
what type of What type of roller ruse is that?
Stealth.
Stealth. Stack space.
Just raw stealth.
Oh. Yeah, just use the net 20 that Gus gave me.
That's 19.
Very nice.
Ow.
Okay. Seems like they're too focused on whatever's happening in the water to really give a fuck about what's happening with you and what's happening down the dock. So they're focused on that. You're able to make it towards the other ship. You see that Aiden has like gone off towards Luxmars. Let the captain know that that's what's up. Perry, you are currently standing there as all of them kind of start to blend into the crowd. Are you going back to the Corvid to then like meet up with them eventually, or are you?
Are you gonna
staying
incriminate
behind?
yourself?
I'm gonna go back to the Corvid, shaking my head in my hands, going, no one's told me what's going on.
Aiden waits for you, and
Would
as
you
he's
also not want to go on land because you're a halfling? Would this be a bad place to be a halfling?
No one stopped me, so
I mean,
there's discrimination against halfling, but like it's not like overt. Like you're gonna get captured and thrown. The days of halfling slavery on the islands were. But
people
there
just
is
look at me
still,
funny.
yeah, there's still discrimination. Imperials will look at halfling, someone to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Is there a crew on the fishing ship?
You see that there's like a couple people. It's like 2 people. They're just kind of moving things around.
Can I walk up to them? Or would I be inside of the guards and in very dangerous danger?
I'd say you could walk up to him fine. But real quick, Aiden is gonna notice Perry walking up, like hand in head, stressed out. And Aiden will say, "But so we're gonna figure out a meeting point, and then take it from there. We could use you on the Corvid."
Yep, on my way. Could you tell me what's going on?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna go speak to Captain Abraham.
Alright.
So you guys both head up there. As you do that, Finn just looked at me and started crying. I'm the only one home right now, so
Be brave.
apologize.
No worries.
5 minutes. Talk amongst yourselves.
Go to Dad.
How dare you, Dan?
I'm
How
getting a one-on-one with
Stink,
Dad.
You stink, you stink.
Wait. So
No,
how
you don't.
when did Aiden become so mature and in control? He was
I
always
think-
talking.
I think a mutiny might be on the way. I think Aiden
Well,
might be
We
trying to
give
find
him
out.
the boat that you guys just are currently taking.
It's like a multi-level marketing scheme.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We steal
He
it. We
works
give it
for us
to.
now.
This is it. This is how we get the crazy our secret group chat objective. This is it. This is how we do it.
A multi-level marketing scheme.
That's kind of what Abraham ship is.
Yeah.
He taught us and then put us off on our own, and then we give him a percentage
Yeah.
of our earnings.
With everything that happened, I had a lot of time to think. I'm going up to those guys. I'm convincing them that we're part of a big potion organization. We're spreading the word already. Like,
Yes.
Also, by the way, okay, how does what's it called? Hang on, I need to check. How does animal messenger work? Like, what it?
You
spell?
you can send like an animal of some kind to talk to somebody. Like they deliver a message. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it'll go find the person.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you guys split off, I've got that like statue.
True.
So like whenever we come up with a meeting point, I can send the raven off to you guys, like to find you,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then tell you where it is.
I was actually, so I got this cool spell. It's called Air Bubble, and
What?
it will allow for 24 hours. Anybody who I cast a spell on, and it doesn't take concentration, to breathe underwater.
Oh, sick.
So,
So if I go overboard,
yes,
just make
yeah,
sure you're with me.
essentially, because like I can already breathe underwater, so can X, and I believe I have 3 level 2 spell slots left, which this is a level 2 spell. So I was thinking potentially the plan might be to sail this ship out, and then like rig it so that it'll just keep sailing, and then we abandon ship.
Set it
And-
on fire. Set it on fire. Set it on fire.
Set it
Set
on
it on fire.
fire.
And then swim back underwater back to the Corvid.
So Perry
Potentially.
no swim, Perry
Perry
sink.
can't swim.
Perry's already on the Corvid.
Perry sink.
Yeah,
But I'm not
but
with
if Perry
you.
was to go underwater, it would be sink and walk.
It would probably be sink and walk. It would be the whole Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man Walk.
Hey,
Could you
wait,
walk?
He's like
wait.
strap
That,
me with like stones so that I
That's
can
already
go all
been
the way to the
done.
bottom.
that's already been done in the naturals.
Okay, so we'd have to do something else.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, Og walked upside down, walked on the bottom of the harbor with a boat upside down before.
Yeah.
Darn. Already stole the fun stuff.
Did you leave anything for us?
Exactly.
nothing
My
cool.
God.
God
The issue is we have Marcus, which brings us to 4 people needing air bubbles, and I've only got 3 spell slots. We
But
might
you could breathe
Meta,
underwater,
we might
and it.
not
but
mention
you
it and hope Dan just forgets.
I mean, you can.
We trust you, chat.
We trust you,
True.
chat.
Say
You're
nothing.
in on the grift.
You're,
I mean,
you're
if
our sixth
everything
party
goes
member,
well,
Yes.
like you have 3 spell slots, you can already breathe underwater, and then it's just
Yes. But then it would be 4
Marcus.
people. It would be Marcus, Sid.
Swan, and Rhys, because I'm not with you, so 3 spell slots to make the 3 of them breathe underwater.
also Sid. 'Cause
Well,
Sid's
Sid's not
coming
with you.
He's
Oh wait,
not
is
with us.
he?
Yeah, he's going to be.
and lady.
Oh,
And Lady.
oh, okay. I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Though we do need Sid.
I think we just keep this fishing boat. I'm serious.
We could just keep fishing though.
I think we just keep the fishing boat.
Yeah, you could just meet up. Yeah.
Hi.
You're there.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Chat, say nothing.
I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm watching.
Dan's gonna deafen us and listen to the last 5 minutes of banter.
Who's to say I wasn't already listening on my phone?
Me.
Nothing happened. I don't know why you're worried.
I gotta
I
go.
think
real
you're
quick. I'll
bluffing.
be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Fun.
So, Perry, you go up to Captain Abraham.
Mhm.
Like, so what fuck's going on? I've
Your guess is as good as mine.
good. Love to hear it. All right. Aiden, get the Corvid ready. Perry, you stick with him. And what we're gonna do is just the southwest small cove. They basically just ground the ship and hoof it on foot. We can meet them further southwest. Pick them up. go the long way around the island and meet up with the contact. I did get permission to go there. Our escort ship's gonna have to wait outside the entrance to the river, bring us down, but should be fine, I guess.
I can find a way to let them know.
Already
the
on it.
meeting point. Oh, okay.
So he'll cast sending, basically describing the plan. Tempest. Back. In the meantime, Blue. Swan has now begun to approach the fishing boat.
Swan would like. It's just two. It looks like two sailors or two
sailors.
like a captain, just crew.
Yep. From what you can tell, they're just kind of like moving supplies from the docks on the ship.
Okay. I'll go up to them. I'll be like, gentlemen. Well, I wouldn't say I have a proposition for you, but I heard something recently in town, and you might want to be aware of it. Me and a crew of mine had some potion shenanigans going on. And we heard that crew like yours could, use a bit more manpower during your adventures. If you'd be willing to, of course, accompany me, I could show you where we brew and could probably offer you guys some free samples. It's on the house, of course. And you could bring some back for your crew members, your captain, and everything.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Wait, you're offering them potions to increase their manpower?
It's sort of. It'll increase their strength. It's strength potion.
Can
19.
the thudding give him advantage?
What is that thudding?
It's
we still hear it, man.
It's 19.
Okay. One of them is gonna say, well, I have been having an issue with my manpower.
Potency.
Sure, I'll come along. Why not? You seem like a trustworthy guy. Man in the mask. You rolled a 2.
Well, now again,
The other guy's just like, I'm good, and he just
I
keeps
don't know
working.
I don't know if you alone will be able to bring everything back to the ship, especially now that you're talking to me about your manpower issues. But if only one of you can come, I mean, it'd be preferable if both of you could.
The guy on the ship is gonna say, "Yep, only one of us can come."
No, I don't see the need of both of you staying here. It seems like your ship is well anchored.
Oh my god!
It's going on.
Is Swan propositioning them?
Don't worry about it. If it's worked, it's
Swan
worked.
is propositioning them! That's what's going on right now!
He's just getting ahead of the game.
The plan?
We're just talking about Rule 34!
Yo, artists, get on it. Oh my god.
All I want to know is it enough to get the other guy?
Roll another persuasion check.
Please
Do
be
we have
better.
advantage?
No.
Well, it's another 19.
Oh.
He'll just sigh. 5 minutes, and then we're coming back. We have work to do. The other guy's just gonna
Promise
say,
it'll be fast.
listen, I know. Look, you need to stop, man.
It'll be quick.
the one guy that you convinced earlier is gonna say, no, that's the problem. I hope it won't be.
Oh yeah, it'll be fine. I'd like to I don't know, walk towards the alley that I came from because I'm familiar with that area, but actually try to cross very crowded places just so I can eventually break off.
Sure. Give me a stealth check, I guess.
Mm. Would I be able to like?
Their perception is going to be limited because of the crowds, specifically going into crowded areas. This is just a stealth
Yeah.
check to see, like, even if their perception is lower, if they'll be able to.
I'm wondering if I could like make a mess with like bardic things, like play a song, amass a mass of people.
You have
do
gold.
something.
Hanging out with these guys, and you
I
can
I
make a
do
mess.
I do have a bit of gold.
You've played Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I know what to do. So I think I might like.
You actually have copper that you could.
Yeah, right. I did.
So
convert
I'm
my
rolling a
plan.
d4 to see how much their perception checks are going to
Okay.
for one of them.
Okay.
One for the.
That's fine. I'll take it. What role do you want me to do? Stealth.
No. They are sailors, so their
Nice.
perception is relatively high.
Could I use DM advantage?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
DM advantage you can use on any d20 roll.
Okay. Wow, that is slightly better. That's an 8. Eight.
Okay, so as you're walking, you just kind of like you go for the smaller coin purse that you have with a bunch of grab like a hand. Kind of like as you're going, you kind of get to a point where like maybe your arm is blocked where they can't see it. Turning a corner and you kind of toss some coins. People hear the clattering of the coins and start looking, see what it is, and someone just yells out, "Hey, there's gold on the ground!" and starts going for it. Is crazy, and I also rolled very poorly on the percentage die that I'm trying to say like, oh, what's the percentage that something crazy is gonna happen? That. So a crazy old man, wild looking beard, like sticking out every direction, like long white hair, just starts like hobbling over to like start picking up the coins, as like a bunch of other people are like, ooh, and they start to go. Well, that advantage. I can't fucking. One of them notices you slip away. And it's like, it's the guy who wasn't really into going, and he's like, "Hey, wait a minute!" And he's like, trying to call after you, and then he's just. He just like turns and starts to walk back towards the ship. So at this point,
Okay.
we're gonna cut back to Sid, because Tempest is Sid.
Yes.
Hate splitting the party. Never do this to me again. Sid,
I can't promise
Do this
that.
every session.
no. Sid, you
Bet.
are swimming along, getting underneath different like parts of ships, trying to just kind of hide, be as stealthy as you can, while avoiding fire. They have now moved a bit further down, and you're kind of like behind them. Can you give me a perception?
Yes. Perception. $21.
Okay. You see two things. You see Rhys and Tempest on the end of a dock where there's a small ship that is like 3 or 4 away from the Corvid. 4 away from the Corvid, 3 like spaces away from the Lux Mars's. As you're kind of like looking past the Corvid, you see that Aiden makes direct eye contact.
Okay.
And he's gonna like wave up to Captain Abraham, who is going to look at you and cast Sending on you. So you get a message in your head. Sid, my boy, what the fuck? Right. Get to the shit your friends are at. I'll say friendser is one word. They're gonna steal it. Meet at specific point. Move.
I get a reply, right?
You get one
25
reply.
words.
Yep.
I say, I think Sid doesn't know how words work, or how the spell works, so if I go over, I just go over. Says, well, I did manage to get a fairly good score.
Okay.
Provided that I get away right now. Hopefully it works out for me. And I don't. That's it.
Okay. You can kind of like look up at him and he's just like,
Sid's not familiar with the spell. He doesn't know he has 25 words.
Fair.
And then Sid, so the fishing boat, do I see anyone at it currently? Not yet, right?
you just see Rhys and Tempest on the end of the.
Okay.
You do notice now at this point the guards are like, all right, you can hear them because they're barking out. You lot go that way. We're going to continue this way. Double back. Make sure that you don't miss it. And the guards now split up.
Now, lady, I almost wonder if you could possibly use some of your lava spittle here to melt this here chain. And I think he puts his like the chain between like her mouth and like takes the rod. So she has an ability that she can add 2 fire damage. Like it's literally called lava spittle.
Okay.
She can add lava damage to like a regular attack, but I imagine that means that she has like hot in the back of her mouth, like, you know what I mean?
Give me, so this is basically just going to be an attack roll, but because you are giving yourself up to the attack roll, and because it's on an inanimate object, it will have advantage.
Okay. Oh, I needed that advantage because one of those is a 1. The other one is a 16.
Okay, that will hit. It hit no matter. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. All 3 fucking damage. So the ability specifically says a creature the hound chooses within 5 feet of them other than... So the attack deals an extra 2 fire damage, and the creature the hound chooses within 5 feet of them other than the target takes 2 fire damage. So
Okay.
I rolled max damage on the bite.
Sure.
So technically it'd be 10 damage. And I would say that second creature either is your choice, the ship that we're next to, or Sid.
Lady just kind of like quickly looks around, realizing like, oh fuck, and then a fish just charred and burned up to the surface.
Okay, you don't want to start a ship on fire, that's fine.
Ships aren't creatures.
What did I miss?
It depends on what kind of ship.
True, it is a mimic.
Yeah, and it depends on if it's a relationship that you believe in.
Like I'm now shipping Swan, that
These
sailor.
2 guys who he's
Yeah.
selling fucking gas station boner pills to.
Those things work, dude, I swear. That was a joke. That was a joke. All right, chill.
Okay. So Sid, you feel that like the manacles are really weakened at this point, and like you could probably
Okay.
gave it a good strength over.
Okay. Sid does that. He's not very good at that, but Sid does that.
Give me a strength check.
Let's see, it's -1. 10.
That is exactly the DC.
Okay.
The weakened chains, like before you let them go back into the water to cool off, pull apart.
Okay.
Now, as they go into the water, you hear it sizzle, steam.
Okay. So I'm like up against like a ship rudder right now, right? Like kind of.
Yep.
Okay. I think so. Sid and Lady both have the same constitution, so we both meta-wise can survive underwater for the same amount of time. I think they both dive underwater.
Okay, so your swimming speed is going to be half of your movement.
Yeah. So I think
I'm gonna
Lady
say
matches Sid because Lady's much faster than Sid.
yeah. I'm gonna say that the dock with your friends. I'm gonna say you're 5 dock spaces.
Average. The dock is average.
So like, how big would a dock space
Called a slip.
flip be? Thank you.
That is. Yeah.
And I know it'd be. How much would a dock slip?
Like width wise?
Yeah.
So there'd be enough to fit 2 boats in there side by side, and there'd be a dock on either side, right? So that would be maybe like 30, 40 feet.
Yeah, boats of various sizes, right?
Yeah.
Um.
And that's like modern day sailboats. I don't know what it would be in.
I'm just gonna
I
take.
mean, like,
I'm gonna
place
take.
because the ships are much larger.
I'm gonna take the size of a sailing ship in Dean. 5, 10, 15. Cross.
And double it and then add 5 feet as buffer space. Maybe 10 feet.
I'd add 10 feet for buffer.
Yeah.
So
on either
that's
side. Yeah.
that's 50.
Mhm.
So 50 times 5. You're 500 feet.
okay. Let's see.
How many?
Divide 500 by
what's-
15.
What's your con?
2. We're both +2.
Okay, so you
So
can
we
last
survive
2
2
minutes.
minutes underwater.
So it would be 15 times 60.
Man, they need to
There's
bump that
900.
up.
I can do it.
Yeah, underwater you can just fucking.
Yeah.
All right.
But Dan, I would argue that Lady has a tail made of flames and flames on her back. So I imagine there's probably like bubbles or steam or something, right?
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
this
I mean, it's not like she's. You'd have to go down low for.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs aren't really well known.
I've seen a video of a golden retriever grabbing a brick from the bottom of a river. I think we've all seen this video.
I have.
That's not a dog. It's a hellhound. The pioneers used to ride these babies for miles.
Miles.
Okay. You start doing that. I'm gonna say Lady goes a little bit lower.
Mhm.
Or it's like doggy pack.
It's cute.
In the meantime, Rhys and Juan has led the. Now you guys have get to the.
Okay. Okay.
Sounds like steel boat time.
Idea.
Okay, what's up?
Rhys isn't implicated at all. Correct, Dan?
Neither of us are. Technically,
I am
because
because
we
I
weren't
ran up.
involved.
I ran up to the guards and casted suggestion, but you were hiding off to the side when I did that.
I mean, yeah, technically, I'm like still like has my hands washed up this if you don't count the fact that I murdered 2 guys.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. True.
You guys also have not had the time to like. There's blood.
That's fair. It could be fish blood. We don't know. Nobody knows.
I could say I was a butcher or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I was just thinking because that would get rid of our potential issue. If there is one. But so okay, so nobody's
yes, split up the party even more.
Yes.
Don't fucking do it.
Everyone's
you guys.
doing
Split
their
the
own
party.
thing.
I think we should steal 2 boats.
Steal 2 boats? More boats?
So the boat is empty currently.
Yes.
Well, then we're going on it. How far away is? Oh, never mind. I cast message on Sid. Do I?
What's the range on on message?
100.
At
Depends
this
on what weapon he's wielding.
at this point, no.
No. All right. We're near the Corvid.
You are 3 slips away from, like 3.5 technically, because the Corvid is like tied up to.
Okay, I think we should get ready to cast off, and I'm gonna continually be trying to cast message until it connects because I feel like Sid's gonna try to come to the Corvid.
Come.
He's gonna come on the Corvid.
You missed something.
Yeah. What did I did miss a lot. You're right.
Yeah, you
What
did.
did I miss? What did I miss? I shouldn't be the
You missed
ringleader right now.
the gas station
Boner pills?
potions. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I went up to the guys. I told them I had potions to fix their manpower issues. And I was like, you guys should follow me and I have some potions for you and your crew. And then they were like,
Okay. They're like, that sounds sick.
well, one of them needed it. The other one was
Where are
A
you
little bit
leading?
more
Apprehensive.
less insecure.
and
I mean, that stuff rocks, but
I didn't know what card. I don't know if I needed to slip them a card. I don't know, you know.
okay.
Work in
So, does Sid know what's going on? This thing's gonna drive me nuts.
I'm sorry. Repeat that.
Does Sid know the plan?
Sid knows to get to you, from what you can tell. Okay, so actually, you get a sending from Captain Neighbor.
Okay.
I forgot that happened. So while you were gone, the sending will say, head southwest around the island.
But we could come back to the boats underwater. We could we could take this boat and just
You'll get a
get it
response.
far enough away.
You'll get a response.
Yeah.
There's a small cove. Beach the ship there. Go south by southwest. I'm gonna count that.
Can I just hyphenate?
Yeah, there's hyphenate where it makes sense. South by southwest would make sense to head south by southwest. Through forest. You'll find another cove. You'll meet them. Hurry.
I respond. Have spell. Can abandon ship and return underwater. Sick. No need to meet up.
But what about the others? Like, how are they gonna get?
Well, everybody stays here, and we come back.
We're supposed to be leaving this port anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if our boats leave right as this whole commotion happens, they're gonna be like, "Why'd these boats leave?" That's suspicious.
That's weird.
I'm pretty sure the Luxmar's Revenge is like a really well-known pirate vessel. And
Yeah,
we
so-
fucking
Maybe
strolled into
wants
the
it here.
port with them.
Well,
like,
it is, but you guys know that through magical means it hidden.
Yeah.
It's also
Okay.
I was
clear
gonna,
he
I was
comes back
gonna
in
flex
the war.
Abraham's name at the pawn shop. We'll call it. But Dan was just like, he's a very wanted pirate in this city, and I was like, all right, never mind. I won't flex the name.
yeah, yeah.
He doesn't leave the ship, but
Yeah, so like it, I think it might be better if we kind of potentially do that. Well, do people think that's a good idea?
I think beaching, like, we can either beach the ship or we just literally, when we make it out to sea, we fucking
Because we could
jump
just
ship and
yeah.
let this other one.
we could just abandon, and then they would just continually chase this thing until it crashes into something.
Or we turn it around.
Tempest,
Get it back towards the port.
give me a perception check. How'd you do, buddy? That look says that you didn't do well.
I got a 4.
Okay, cool. Noted.
Noted. So I have what, 7 words left?
No, it's 25 total.
Oh, I got so many words
13,
left. I could,
right? No,
I
4,
could- yeah,
12. You
I can write this boy a song. What do you think of that?
Daddy.
you have 6 words.
You make sure you leave the last 3 for I love you.
Smooches.
No, 4 words for I love you.
Big
Dad.
hug, little kiss.
Little hug. Big
Little
kiss.
hug.
Big kiss.
That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say.
He'll cast it one more time and he'll say, last casting. Not bad, but guards will be on alert. Let shit go out to sea. Have them track that down. So you slip away.
All right. I'm gonna assume that means we're gonna do his idea instead of my idea.
It seems
That's
like
fair.
it, but we'll see where your perception.
Well, that would be intelligence, right?
Hmm?
Me understanding what he's trying to say.
Yeah, well, so yeah, I mean, it seems like he's trying to say like let the ship go out to sea, so then like it just goes, and then they go on a wild goose chase there.
Yeah. That was my.
Yeah, but he's saying like that they're still going to be on guard here, so it's your call. He'll say it's your call, but consider they'll be looking for you,
All
and
right.
that's all he can get out. You have a response if you want to make it, but you don't have to.
Sounds like a good plan. Arr.
Yar.
Yar.
But
I gotta think
a
about
bunch of A's and a couple R's.
A lot of
Yar.
spaces, enough spaces to make it 25 words.
Yeah. Okay. So, you all are now just kind of like coming up to one point. Swan, you meet them back on this ship. I'm just gonna say, Rhys, like you're jumping on the ship, just like taking over, like
Yeah.
getting the ropes, like cut,
ready
sails.
to go.
Yeah, ship turned, sails down. You're ready to go. You see Lady kind of come up to the side of the ship at this point. And Lady doesn't have opposable thumbs, so Lady can climb up rope
Can I
ladders at
reach down,
least.
like help her up?
Yeah,
Can I help
fine.
her up? Yay.
He doesn't
Sid,
have the stick.
yeah. Not have the stick, but you see Sid not far behind. Something kind of hanging on his belt as he's swimming. And he comes up the rope ladder. As you get the sails down, Swan, you are there. As you guys are about to move, you see that one of the guards has now noticed the flaming hellhound on a ship and is saying, "There they are, get them!" And they start charging at you. At this point, the ship is turned and ready to go. And you
Suggest we leave.
immediately shove off.
Swan on the boat?
Swan is.
Swan, we can't hear
I
you.
muted. Yeah, thanks. I realized. Yes, I'm on the ship.
Okay, everyone's on, I'm
Uh,
guessing? Like everyone
Technically,
here?
to you all, this would technically vote. This would fit on your.
True. Heat metal, one chain, the whole handcuffs.
Oh, he's done. He's out of it,
I'm already out of my handcuffs.
How?
lady.
Did I miss it?
Lady.
Hot
Uh,
Hot dog.
Hot pupper.
hot dog. Makes sense. Hot dog.
So
You
everyone
know
that should be
also-
on the boat is on the boat, right? Okay, then yeah, like leave. We leave.
Yeah.
Whoever screamed that like the dog was coming. There was like a guard that was like.
Yeah, they see lady on the ship, on
I'd
the
like
boat.
to
whatever.
message that guy who screamed out that he saw lady. Cast message on
This
him.
is not
and
the dog you're looking for.
No, I'll say, catch us if you can.
Oh.
Okay. He just like
Don't-
looks shocked that someone just spoke in his mind, and do you break the connection right away?
Yeah.
And they start chasing after you. You see that one of them starts shooting sparks up in the air from their hand. And you see that like there are some guards that converge on. Who has the highest passive of those who are on the?
I was 17.
I think you're the. So
Probably.
you notice that there are two Navy
My
vessels.
passive investigation is 19. I don't know what that means, but do with that what you will.
My passive perception
Fucking
is
Sherlock
12.
ass.
17. So you notice as like you're getting into your position on the boat that there are two Imperial Navy vessels in the harbor. Once the sparks go up, what you see are mint green color. You see that there is commotion on the deck, and they are prepping the ship.
Sick.
Love that.
As you guys start to move and get out of the of this natural harbor, as you're like passing by and then like starting to turn south, I want to point out that as you're looking, that there is two ships that are being brought into port, that are being towed by two larger ships. You recognize these as the Sterling and the Ranger.
Huh.
Oh no!
Huh.
I
Oh
think
no,
I think there's a
that's awkward.
moment. There's got to be a moment where we pass.
Oh, you do,
we're
and
looking- we're
the
looking
captain-
at them, and they're looking at us.
the captain who was like,
Hi.
A Zoolander moment.
Can I shoot a fire blast? No, not fire blast. What is it called?
Firebolt.
Firebolt.
Don't make it
at-
worse for us. We're
No,
already
no.
in a tiny boat.
We're getting chased. I'm gonna make it more chaotic for them to chase us at the ropes that are helping tow these broken ships. So it's gonna clog up the harbor.
sure.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say
Clog
this
up the
is
harbor
a
with big ship turd.
this is a very very accurate called shot.
Yeah.
So
that's
I'm
fine.
gonna say this is going to have to be a
very high DC. That's fine.
no, I was gonna say with disadvantage, an attack roll with
okay.
disadvantage.
All right. I'll do that.
Hmm.
All right. I've been rolling like shit today. Oh, lowest one is an 11 plus 9. Spell attack bonus is, I think it's higher than that. 5.
Can't be plus.
It's 5 plus. What is
Your proficiency
7?
at this level should be
2?
You should have +7,
I should have plus 7. Okay, then 18.
I think. Unless you don't have any magic items or anything that increases your
No.
spell ability. Yeah, and you're a +5 intelligence.
it's +7.
Yeah. So 18.
Okay. Roll damage.
All right, sick.
Rope does not have a high armor class. Shockingly.
Shock. Huge shock.
This rope is wearing plate mail.
An 8. 8 fire damage, and it sets on fire.
What's
I don't
the AC
think
of
there is a.
I don't think there's.
I think
health
there
on
is.
those.
No, I think there legitimately is on the DM screen. On the original DM screen.
You might be right.
Hang on.
Nope. A rope has 2 hit points and can be burst with a DC 17 strength check. Technically, you're not doing a strength check, but dealt more than 2.
I
So
did deal more than 2.
by like a lot. You actually technically outright killed.
Yeah.
So Colin, it has
cannot be
2
resurrected.
HP.
Mending no
2
longer
HP.
works on this rope.
Yeah. You outright killed it like 4 times over. So, or 3 times?
I've
Whatever.
never used this.
Same.
I used to use it all the time.
I don't know what. I know.
I have another one that
I don't know why.
I have another one that I prefer the look of compared to that one, but I like the inside of that one better than.
I just always have rolled openly in front of all my players. So
I keep notes behind it. Pretty much it.
notes.
More like world specific notes, kind of like. But okay, so it snaps. I'm going to roll. So it's being pulled into port. Going this way. We're going.
Remember,
this
we
way.
fucked up their rudder too.
Oh, I know. So
True.
I'm going to. Which one are you snapping the rope of? The one towing the Ranger or the one towing the Sterling?
Could I do both? It'd be another attack roll. I would say the bigger one.
Okay, so the Ranger.
Sure.
The one that you fucked the rudder up on. So. 1.
Its sails aren't drawn, so it would just kind of like.
Momentum would still carry it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll a D.
12. Clock then.
Well,
No.
it couldn't turn around.
Yeah, I can't turn around. So I'm gonna roll a D. A D6. It'd be 1, 2, 5, and then
I
a
think it-
reroll on a 6.
Maybe a 1, 2, 3, and 2 for the evens, because I feel like it couldn't really have a whole lot of variable turn.
It's more like how quickly it turns because you're about to be chased by ships that are much faster than you.
Gotcha.
So it'll matter how quickly it.
That had much more than a bed sheet for a sail.
1,
True.
2. Right? 1. Wait, okay. Fuck, now I'm getting confused. Flat, so like making a big turn like its rudder is totally fucked. And it just starts going. Current catches it in a weird. So, okay. I rolled a 6. I was gonna say reroll, but then I was like, okay. 1, 2, 3,
3.
4, 5.
The fuck does a 6 do?
Reroll.
Does it do a backflip?
There's a reroll. So
First
you
roll.
would need a 5 or a 4 for it to.
Kick flip.
Do a flip.
You roll a 5.
So as you as you break the rope, see that this ship, who is going into port is here. You guys are coming this way. It just starts blocking the view going around.
Let's go.
That was so cool.
So it's now going to take them time to get around. And my mom just got been freaked. I'm crying. Anyway, so now I'm going to take them time to get around the Ranger. And as you pass the Ranger, you see that the Sterling is that it's being towed by the ship behind it. You all kind of look and you see the bald on the dome, curly Q-haired, twirled mustache, portly looking captain that you intimidated and had take all of his rings off, looking down at you as you all look up at him.
This dude might be the My Cabbages guy.
Really hope he is. Sid flips him off.
I join you. I wanted to flip him off.
I'm gonna take my hat off and bow as we're going by.
Let this
I
be the
saw
day
that,
that
yeah.
you almost
Almost.
caught.
Corvid.
I mean, technically, you're Corvid. They could take the Corvid.
The Corvid crew.
We're not talking about the Corvid.
I'm on the Corvid. They ain't taking this bitch.
Says the small guy.
I'll kick your ass.
And you sail around the bend. You've given yourself some time now. All right. I am basically going to look at what a keelboat can do in terms of speed and reduce that speed by 10 feet. Roughly. Let me see. No. Oh god, that'd be terrible for you. We'll do 5. So it is standard 25 feet. 15 feet while sailing into the wind and 35 feet while sailing with the wind. I'm going to say that you are currently at the 25, so it'll be 20 feet. That's 20 feet every 6 seconds. So that would be 20 times 6. Math. 120?
120 feet.
Yeah, 120 feet per minute.
Who's on the boat?
Everyone except Perry.
And Marcus, technically. Marcus is...
Yeah. How did Flute Swan, thank you. I was like,
So you guys are going a
how did
whopping
Swan get
1.3 miles per hour.
wow.
Swan just like found his way back to the boat.
Okay.
Got on.
This is fine.
It's actually the Naturals After Dark. You have to subscribe to the Naturals After Dark to be able to see that scene.
Mhm. Go to onlyfans.com/thenaturalsafterdark.
What if I used Gust into the sails? Would that get us faster?
I would give you an extra 5 feet.
All right, so
Ow.
do 5 times whatever that is.
So it'd be 25 now times 60. No, times 6.
Well, you could just add 30 to the 120, so 150.
150, so then 150 would be 1.7 miles per hour.
Sick.
If we're going kilometers, 2.74 kilometers.
Is there anything on the ship?
Not really. I mean, it's just like standard shipping.
There's a tin vase with 3 dead sticks sticking out of it.
Should we? No, we should. Because how quickly would a boat catch up to this thing?
From what you could tell, the ships that were in the harbor, there was one that was basically sloop, and one that was about the same size. One that is the same size as the Corvid normally goes 45 feet. or per 6 seconds per round.
It
Which
would take
is
time to gain that speed, though.
they're also trying to get around the ship now. That's like
Yes. Should we abandon ship now?
there is supposed to be a cove that is to the southwest that you can go to. You can abandon the ship now and just swim.
Perfect. So I'm gonna use all of my level 2 spell slots,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna side of the boat, and I'm gonna like bring up water and use like almost gust and push a shit ton of air in there, and it's gonna make this big bubble. And I'm gonna plop it on Sid's head. I'm gonna plop it on Rhys's head, and then I'm gonna plop it on Swan's head. And I'll be like,
You also have
we have Lady.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, fuck, that's not gonna work. Let's say I could short rest and get 1 level 2 spell slot back. But
How are you short resting?
well, I was if we were able to be on this thing for a half hour, but that's not gonna work.
short rest is also an
An
hour.
hour.
Sure, I thought it was a half hour.
An hour, and too bad Swan doesn't have catnap.
That would be helpful.
What's catnap?
10 minutes.
You can take a short rest in 10 minutes and a long rest in an hour, I believe, right?
I don't think there's rules for the long rest.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right.
It's just a short. But yeah, a short rest is a period of downtime at least.
Oh, I thought it was a half hour. All right. Wow. I've been running short rests completely incorrect.
Yeah, don't let your players take short rests.
Yeah, fuck short rest. Especially if you're making them a half hour long. That's
All my
ridiculous.
homies hate short rests.
Yeah.
Especially if we got a warlock in the party.
My DM on my infrequent Monday game, because I'm still 110 damage back the other night.
Mm-hmm.
It was off a crit to be.
Fucking sick.
I'm tapped out for like this entire rest of the fight, but I almost one shot this. So
Gosh, this is so inconvenient. How do we get Lady?
How far are we from the shore?
from the place that you need to go to, you're not entirely sure. From the shore itself, I'm going to say that you're probably about 240 to 300 feet away to like stay away from any shallow water
Okay,
and some rocks that you might.
We, unless Swan has negative constitution, we don't need air bubble to swim to shore.
Well, this would just be so that nobody sees us, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it would be so difficult to see in the water.
They also don't have line of sight with us right now.
Like right now they don't, but they're going to soon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we could do that.
Because remember, like ship dynamics, like you don't want to jump off the front of a ship.
Yeah.
Like you want to go off the sides or the
that way.
back. Well,
So
no,
we-
not even that. Like it's a big piece of wood moving.
Yeah.
That's gonna hit you
rig
hard.
with barnacles and shit all over the bottom of it. We rig the steering wheel, the captain's wheel, to go straight.
There are fishing harpoons, like hand harpoons that you can just like jam
Yes.
into.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, I think that and
Do you try to? Are you gonna course correct and put it into the wind, which would bump up its speed, which would then take the edge up to?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
yeah, I think
I'll
maybe
say
we,
that
like swing in close to the shore probably is my guess, right? Like we get as close as we can to the shore, and
Yeah.
then
And if you guys want
Like-
to jump off first, I can course correct and then get off because I've got a better swim speed than everybody.
that's true. You can also bubble up self.
Well, I can breathe underwater anyway.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water genasi.
yo,
Sucks that ring that I gave you wasn't.
the ring of water walking, which is not useful currently. Oh, yeah, we could give it to Lady.
Technically, Perry has.
Oh,
Speaking of, Perry,
What?
you have a
Perry,
ring of
Yeah,
water
we-
walking.
Yeah, we voted to give you that last session.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That
so
way you
basically,
never have to worry about drowning.
yeah, so
Yeah.
basically, while you're wearing the ring, water is like a solid object.
Okay.
So you can walk on water. Jesus.
We were talking about that the other day.
You are Jesus.
So while all of this is happening, Perry, the Corvid is getting like unhooked, ready to go. And you see like this big commotion going. And remember this, the knowledge for on the sailing or on the fishing vessel. But you notice that 2 ships that are Imperial vessels have taken off and are now chasing after a fishing ship or a fishing boat that is left port. You see that large ship that was coming into harbor starts listing to almost block fishing vessel. And in the meantime, while that's getting sorted and Imperial vessels are trying to get around that commotion. Again, this isn't like an era where like course correction is very easy unless you have like high magic on your vessel with Imperials.
Luddites.
See, you see that they're trying to like now pull into port. The smaller ship that's being towed, pulls into port, kind of near where the Luxmars's Revenge is. Thankfully, as you notice the name on the side, says the Sterling. You note like you look up very quickly to Captain Abraham, and Captain Abraham waves very quickly. He's using a lot of magic. Now, I'm actually keeping been a lot. And he changes the names on the sides of the Corvid and on the sides of Booksmart. So now the Corvid thing as the pie. And the Luxmars's Revenge is now reading as Princess Kaelin's Respite.
Terrible ship name.
Oh, it's terrible. He's just doing something quick. For those of you, like, Princess Kaelin is one of the members of Estergate. That is, like, well known. Not hard to... That's history that everyone... Because of the importance of it.
What if I want to roll a history check?
I mean, you could, but you're not there. So
So it doesn't matter.
Yep, this is just Perry. So Aiden's gonna look at you and say, "Well, I guess technically, with the COVID, you're in charge. So
I like wave my hand in front of him, like kind of like gesture towards like the side of the boat so that he can see. In like the magpie.
not very
I don't want to.
not very different.
I don't want to like talk too loud.
Yeah, he's like, not very different. All right. Well, we should probably move. And he like all the deckhands. So remember, Aiden said that Captain Abraham had sent some people on board to make it look like this was. You see that Captain Abraham sends someone off the Luxmars's Revenge, Princess Kaelin, to pay someone. You see that a different ship down the docks a bit leaves port. This ship is like very unassuming looking. Green tinted wood vessel with emerald greens. And it sails towards the mouth of the port and turns the opposite direction. Sailing boat or the fishing boat. And Abraham will kind of acknowledge that ship towards you, Harry, and like try to get you to move as fast as possible. You untie from the Luxmars's Revenge.
Okay.
Cutting back now to you guys are getting away fine. Sterling is not paying attention. A lot of shit just happened. The ranger is like hitting the rocks now, as it's like going into the cliffside a little. So a lot's happening. They're not really focused. Helps that the name changed on the ship. Plus, your ship is shorter, so the people on the Sterling didn't really see hills of the Corvid. Helpful. We cut back now to the other fishing vessel. So you're not trying to go for the bay necessarily, right? You're trying to go for like just land one of the beaches. You're gonna scurry up on real quick.
Just get kind of close enough to where it's reasonable to swim. And
Okay.
then everybody's going to abandon ship, and I'm going to, like, course correct, get the ship moving as fast as possible, and then I'm going to jump off the side.
Okay. So I'll say that you can get relatively close, like you're trying to keep an eye on the depth of. I'll say that because of that, you can get about 240 feet from the before you need to start like pulling away before you'd hit rocks and sandbars. So at that point, Rhys, Sid, and Swan jump overboard and start swimming towards shore. Use a little, bring your sword back, stab forward, fly off.
Sword lunge.
Mm-hmm.
You
With
glide,
swords
you
here.
glide across the water. It's weird.
It's weird, and you don't stop until you hit land gently.
You take a little bit of
You have to,
damage.
Wait a while in order to use it again. And you're really, really slow right after you get done using it.
Oh, you used it correctly, Rhys. I'm sorry. You use it incorrectly. If you do it right, it doesn't slow you down.
After you land. I'm
Tempest,
not good
you
at things.
course correct so that the ship is now going into the wind, and then you jam one of the harpoon. Meantime, jump overboard and begin to swim. When you guys are about 200 feet away, and when fucking
Imperial ships?
Tempest, you're about 240 feet away from the shore. The Imperial ships end.
Okay.
You would at this point, in order to stop yourselves from being seen, probably have to dive.
I don't think they'd be able to see you in the water.
Daytime, not night.
Still, it's like super difficult to see anything in the water from like 200 plus feet away.
Ocean equals waves. Or are
And
we in the
waves.
base still?
I feel like
Ocean
if you
equals
s-
waves, but if these are
Yeah,
fully manned
like-
vessels, they might have someone on the crow's nest.
Like, I'm gonna be underwater, period. Right? Because I can breathe underwater. And I gave everybody bubbles except for Lady. Right? And Lady's head's, I feel like, not that big. I don't know. I like...
Lady
I mean,
Lady also has a
Lady
higher
is-
speed underwater.
Lady is also the same size as Sid. Like, Lady's not a small dog.
All
Like,
right,
Lady's
never mind,
the
never mind.
size
Lady
of,
might have a
like...
huge head.
Lady is huge.
Yeah, Lady is huge.
Not huge, medium, but for a dog.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. Okay, well, so I'm underwater.
Okay.
To be clear.
Yeah, I know you would be underwater to begin with.
I'm also going to message to everybody and tell them to stay in the water until the ship passes, because we don't want to be on land. It's much easier to spot us on land than it would be for us to be spotted in the water. 'Cause in the water, we look like coconuts.
So I just rolled a perception check for the ship.
Yeah.
I rolled it at disadvantage. Knowing that, to spot you guys in the water, knowing that, I will give you guys the option to dive underwater for a time and swim as far as you can on your breath, which, by the way, it is your Constitution modifier. How long you can
Well-
stay underwater,
They can all breathe underwater for 24 hours, except for Lady.
except for Lady. So
Yeah.
you guys can choose what you want to do. You can choose to dive or not. I'm not going to give you the results of this roll. I'm going to go Sid first.
think it would be that, I mean, Sid will be underwater. I think he's like swimming along with Lady, and then Sid goes underwater like when he sees the Navy vessel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Lady would also die when he sees the Navy vessel and stays underwater as long as she can, you know, like without drowning, obviously.
Mm-hmm. That's
how,
probably
how heavy are the waves?
the waves are moderate.
Okay.
So like not terrible, but enough that it would be a bit of a struggle if you were swimming against them.
Okay. And the waves are obviously crashing into the shore, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
There's no riptides or anything.
Yeah, I think they're both gonna like stay underwater as long as they can. I mean, Sid can for the longest for 24 hours, but I think Lady will stay underwater as long as she can.
Sure. Swan.
Swan will dive.
Okay. So like right once you see the Navy vessel.
Yeah, that's what I would do
do
too.
that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and I will.
So yeah, you two dive down. It's very weird being in an air bubble, like because you instinctually hold your breath to go under the wave. Okay. So you guys just kind of like take your time. Lady's kind of going a little bit quicker, heading toward, without actually going up onto the right away. But is kind of taking. The only shore that's around is kind of like rocky beach, not like the covered beach harbor before, but very rocky, very. Tempest, as you're kind of like looking underwater, I always assume that water genasi have like water genasi, Triton, elves, all of those races. They have like a slightly easier time seeing underwater as well. I've always just kind
Well, I
of
can
like
also clear out the water and make it murky or whatever with my shape water.
Yeah.
abilities.
I've just always assumed that like how we can see underwater, they like you're looking through goggles.
Yeah.
Because you're not, you don't have the bubble in front.
I've got the little like slits.
That's what I assume, because like that would just make you can see that like down a bit from where you're heading towards shore. There's like cut in towards the.
I will
Abraham was talking
relay
about.
that information to the group.
Quick
via
points.
Message. Yep.
Cool. You guys start heading there. How long can Lady stay underwater?
2 minutes.
Okay. Okay. So you dive for 2 minutes. The ship is going out from the land. I'm gonna say that within 2 minutes he has to come up. You guys are kind of slowly moving. The ships are now far enough away that won't be. They get to top speed and are able to catch up to the ship as you guys hit. And they start throwing boarding hooks. As that happens, down. Luxmars's Revenge and Corvid are starting to heading in. Towards where you are, but not going. And also
Cool.
I think once the Navy vessel is, you know, like obviously preoccupied, they like climb ashore up on the beach.
Mhm.
And probably run towards the cove because this is where we were told to go, right?
Yeah. Hey, Flute, you can hear whatever you're listening.
Caught in 4chan.
I don't know.
Because it's
How?
playing through your mic.
I know, but what the fuck?
Paying attention to the game.
I was browsing Twitch.
You should only be browsing twitch.tv/YourMoveLive.
I was browsing it. It's right there. No, I do. I have like 5 Twitch tabs open. I never have that.
So, you guys start making your way towards this. All right, Harry. There were 2 Navy vessels. One of them breaks off from the sailing ship and goes up to the Luxmaris River, hailing it down as you're kind of following it. You're gonna
Wait,
hear.
I'm behind the.
You're behind the Luxaris' Revenge. Yep, you're following it.
Okay.
It's going to call out using someone using a spell to speak louder, saying, ships, we need to know where you're going. This is cordoned off for the time being. These waters are not passable. We'll be coming aboard the larger vessel.
Damn,
I don't know
you're
what to do.
scaling a little piece of wood? Alright.
I mean,
Fuck, I don't know what to do. I've never been alone before.
so they go up to the Luxmaris' Revenge. Aiden kind of like looks at you and is like, should we... I mean, we don't really run.
Raise the sails until we heard otherwise.
Salute and run off, and the crew that was sent over from the Luxmaris' Revenge start working. They pull up next. Luxmaris' Revenge. You're on the opposite
I
side of it.
adjust my flat cap.
Sure.
Just because.
And you see that a Navy representative will pull up next to the Luxmaris' Revenge, which is stopping as well. And you see an individual take at the helm of the Luxmaris' Revenge, who is wearing very fancy-looking clothing, seems to be well kept, very clean, and begins speaking in a voice that you've never heard on board before, because the Luxmaris' Revenge doesn't normally get in these types of situations.
Pansies.
And an individual who is taking command now, where you see Captain Abraham, will say, yes, my good sir, hello, and welcome. We are just some merchants. We were heading around the South Bend. We saw some commotion, but we were setting out on our expedition to head off towards Port Overcore. That is our destination, and this is the quicker way to go towards the southwest instead of going all the way around the island. As you can see, we are flying our merchant flags. We are merchants under the Empire.
And just saying we are merchants a little too much.
Well, he's saying we are merchants. As you can see, flying under the Imperial doctrines. I have my paperwork as well if you need to see it. The Imperial captain will say, yeah, let me take a look at those documents. Grabs it and starts. Your manifest seems fine. Stick to shore, close to it as you can. Stay away from our business that we're conducting. Here you are. Move along, quickly. And the individual will say, right, tally-ho, my good man, and best of luck with whatever devilish figures have caused a ruckus within the harbor. I hope you catch them soon. The sooner that any individual who would steal is taken care of, the safer it is out there for us. So, thank you to our boys in red and yellow. And the captain will say,
Ketchup
right.
and mustard.
Stay safe out there. And he'll go onto his own vessel, and Luxmar's Revenge will drop its sails. Same with the Corvid. Long, and as you kind of like look to try and find that individual who you've never seen before, Captain Abe will slowly shift into form from that person, and you get a message saying, "Oh, you ain't doing that," and he'll say, "Never tell any of the other captains about that," and the message will get cut, and he's going.
The question is, will Perry keep this secret?
It's Dad.
Or will he tell us? Or will he tell the rest of us about what happened?
I don't know, will I?
It's up
That's
to you.
correct.
I'll tell Tempest and no one else.
So for the rest of you, you make landfall and begin making your way towards the small cove that Abraham had told you, where he said to bring the ship. It seems that if you had tried to do that, you would have been caught. He didn't realize that there were fast-moving Empire. So Tempest plan actually.
The Imperial ships, one was the size of the Corvid, so a sailing ship, and the other one was a sloop, right?
Yeah, which is basically like a keel.
Okay, so they're both very small boats.
Relatively, yeah. I mean, like a sailing
Worst
ship is
comes to worst,
technically.
the Luxmar's Revenge probably could have just literally blasted them out of the water.
Oh, for sure. Like, these ships also, like, these Imperial vessels have, like, one cannon, if that. And you also know that, like, Imperial cannons are not. So.
Yeah, we need those cannons, boys.
Cannons
Another
suck.
heist. Another
more than
heist.
It's more than our cannons.
More than your 0.
Yeah.
2 shitty cannons is always better than 0 any cannons.
So you start making your way towards it. Sid, you see that there are a couple natural pathways. Just game trails that are going along the spots. Based on what you know, you're supposed to follow one that will go toward another cove further to the south. South by southwest. Can you give me a survival check? Attempt to find your.
And lady assist.
Lady can assist.
Okay. So then I get advantage.
Yep.
Sick. Wow. That's terrible. So on the die, I rolled a 1 and a 4. That's a grand total of 11.
Okay. There are a couple paths that kind of like head in. You're just kind of like thinking back to the time that you spent on an island. Kind of like how you would try to like find where the ocean was, find where so that you fishing, or so that you find tropical fruits that would wash up on. And as you kind of think back to that, you look for the signs, gaps in the tracks that would go one way towards fresh water, and others that would maybe avoid salt water. Find one path that's.
Okay. I think Sid is also kind of enamored with this rod that he now has. Now, what even is this thing that I managed to procure for us? And he's kind of like shaking it and looking at it, and he goes, "Do you have any idea what this might even be, Tempest?"
Yes. So this is a rod of the Pact Keeper.
That means absolutely nothing to me.
so
I don't have any pacts with anyone, so.
This is going to improve our buddy Atlas's powers greatly.
And ever since we did get Aiden on the crew, Atlas seems to be very enamored with him. I don't know if there's something going on there. They seem to spend a lot of time together.
Might have a little crush on him. Might be picking on him because that's how he knows how to give him a little attention.
I see, like
little
schoolboys, like toxic schoolboys.
Just like toxic school. Atlas might be a toxic schoolboy.
I just want to point out
Alice is a little
distinct
fruity.
discomfort that I get anytime speaks now because Colin will just look into the camera.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
I think it's
Oh,
part
I'm
of
not
it.
saying to
It's part of
stop.
You
I'm not
have
saying
to
to
do it.
stop.
Part of it.
Right.
The other thing too is when I started doing Sid, I decided that I would talk out of the left side of my mouth because the right side of his face is like scarred over, but it's kind of morphed into it just happens kind of naturally, and I don't have to think about it now. And that's also why my mic is on the left side because it was in front of me before.
Mhm.
Anyways,
But yes, this will this specific one is actually quite rare. It's gonna dramatically improve the power of our group.
now would it possibly get us a couple cannons? I do love me a good cannon.
How much is a cannon?
You don't know.
All right. Would we be able to buy a cannon currently with our earning?
Well, you don't know the contacts and the right channels to go.
I know
We
someone
know a
who
guy who
does.
knows a guy.
you would probably know a guy who would know a guy.
Abraham.
Possibly. You don't know if
You might not
Abraham
trust us.
Abraham might also pass you off to someone.
But Dan, on the first session when we stole that Navy vessel, I drew a ship on my notes.
Yeah.
And it has 2 cannons on it, and then you were like, "This ship is garbage. We throw that ship away now. Can we just make? It's got 2 cannons, one on either side.
Yeah.
We could just make this drawing come true, so I don't have to erase this drawing from my notes. Because this is the front page. It's got all of everybody's officer, everything, all of everybody's class and race, and I don't want to erase this drawing in the middle of my very important.
Yeah.
front
I'm
page
not
of
saying
notes.
that it'll never happen. Might just be some time before it happens. It was so convenient that the Corvid is the same size as God at the beginning, so
I know.
see what the ship, what you could aspire to, what you could hope to upgrade to.
It has a fucking air tag in it. In your mind, Dan, like I imagine in my mind that like magic has this kind of like static electricity kind of thing to it, like the hair on the back of your neck stands up. Is that true in your mind?
Yeah,
Like, when you're around like something innately magical.
I would assume that you would get like the sense of something that has power cord. Like when you're holding for example, like a fan that's turned on, you feel that there's power coursing. You're not necessarily coming from or whatever, but like that there is power coming.
Kind of like in an audible hum.
Yeah, I'd say an inaudible hum is a good. That you know that it's if it's magical enough and if it has a strong connection to magic that
Okay.
then a magical.
Yeah. No, I do understand that you said that this is quite powerful, and it does kind of give me that feel. I just imagine we might be able to benefit as a large group out of whatever this might be that was. Did I believe I heard the man say something about it being the only real magic item in that whole place.
I think he said one of.
No, When Sid
he
heard
did
him talking to the guard, he said it was the only real magic item.
He said it was one of.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I
he said
believe
it was
he
one
said
of.
that,
Okay.
that was
Yeah.
one of the only real things in there. Something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
There were. You can assume that all the ones that were like in that back area that you guys. You just went for the first one. You're like, yes, that one. That, like, those were real.
Okay. Yeah, and other than that, Sid's kind of keeping his eye on the tree line. And he hands the rod to Tempest. Because he's magic boy and knows what magic does and what magic do.
I'll keep it for now. And once Atlas is done harassing Aiden, I'll give it to him. For now, it can be our talking stick.
It's
Anybody has
talking
something
stick.
that they need to say,
It is the very rare talking stick.
they get to hold the
It's a
stick.
very expensive talking stick.
Now, I like this idea of the talking stick.
Yes.
Tempest, can you give me a.
Yes. 25.
Okay, so with that, you know that Abraham has been in contact before. Cannons, guarding like.
Yes.
No. What?
Oh, you know his dealer. You just know his dealer by name. You're gonna show
I
up
know
at
all
the
his
fucking
contacts.
gas.
Well, you know that they never went directly to things, so like passed along down the
You're
down the
gonna
line.
show up at the meth house down the fucking road.
Um,
You're like, how did you get here? How do you know what this place is?
The one thing that you know is that the cannons come from, and it's of Denver onto the west coast, land far away, and these are the only reliable. Go ahead and give me another history check. Okay. You begin to get like the flashes.
No, you're hearing flute.
Oh, I am.
You're hearing flute's notifications, I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
Going off.
Oh, wait, okay, yeah. Thanks, guys. I didn't actually see I got a message. Thanks, guys.
No problem.
You're welcome.
Got you.
You can hear it.
Yeah. So anyone who's watching on YouTube or currently watching, that was not you.
That's so good.
No, it was. You're missing like 12 Discord notifications. You should go check that.
Yeah,
You missed all your notifications.
but they disappeared because
Yeah, because they were embarrassed.
they started to build up.
Uh,
Anyway, so you get flashes. A city wall that, having Rhys now had gun mounts. After a large attack from held off without having to. But now it is a point where have another flash forward up. And as you're looking, learning about assuring clasp as a strong, warm presence. A trail in front, walking.
So I get the feeling that I'm missing something, and then I'm like, I have no idea.
You just know that cannons are a big deal. That's the biggest feeling that you get outside of feeling of not knowing.
Yes, yeah. I'm gonna say cannons are probably not something that we're gonna be able to get anytime soon.
Definitely not for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, you're really gonna burst my bubble just like that.
I wanna get cannons.
If this talking stick was,
By the way, could you get rid of this bubble around my head?
I go up with the talking stick and just
Did it not show up?
No.
then I'll do that to Rhys as well and Swan and
Not bubble.
Bubbles.
There it went.
I can do it really loud if I hit.
Yep.
That's what you said.
If this talking stick were potentially a little bit better, we might be able to sell it for a couple cannons.
Okay, maybe just one. Well, if not, we'll try to procure some from them Navy vessels at some point.
But yeah, I think that's the best idea.
We're told not to.
You know what they say about stuff that ain't nailed down?
It's free.
Exactly right.
As you're all
No,
having
no.
this conversation, begin to see an opening further along the path. Still have a bit of
No, Sid, I'm sure we'll find plenty of money in our adventures.
Do I know what island we're on?
yeah, same
Alpha.
island.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna look for the aloe and the different plants that are native to this island. according
Nature
to
check.
my book. Yes. All right. Nature. 18.
You find a very full aloe plant harvest.
Okay.
I'll say that you have 5 potential use.
Can I get seeds as well? They have to
They're
have
succulents.
seeds.
No. They're succulents. So they would. They
Plant
might.
man.
I'm not really a succulent kind of person.
Oh, what's wrong with succulents?
I like succulents. I don't have very much experience with them. No, I don't think they actually have seeds. They might propagate solely through cuttings.
You can purchase
And
aloe
flowers.
berries.
No, if you look it up and the first thing that comes up is Amazon, it is not real. Like, don't buy seeds from Amazon.
All right.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Touche.
so aloe plants can flower, and then
Okay.
flowers are.
Okay.
I'll say
You can also, if you're gonna get really into any succulent though, you can take a leaf and stick it in dirt, and it will grow a new plant.
Okay.
I'll say that
with
you don't
some
find
care
any
and love.
seeds with that one. Back in anything.
All right. Well, I'll take the whole plant.
Okay, yeah, you find like a good plant that has 5 uses. Whether that's
Alright.
successful uses or not, we'll have to see based on your.
Okay.
At this point, you guys kind of make your way up to the beach, where you see that there is the Luxmaris's Revenge and Corvid. Harry, you see tree line. Friends, and soaked, comfortable, but
triumphant.
triumphant and alive.
It's successfully stolen a stick.
Mhm.
Our new
Yeah.
talking stick.
Now, quickly, could anyone perhaps take the water out of my clothes? Maybe.
I thought we were.
Can I use
How did we
shape
swim
water
back?
to do that?
Yeah.
All right, I like pull all the water out.
Makes a really
that's-
disgusting
Definitely swimming back.
slurping noise.
And we're standing on the beach after you do that, and Sid goes, "You know you're gonna have to swim right back to the boat, right?"
No, it's. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
I mean, I know you do have access to some magic, but are you gonna fly all the way over there?
We'll figure it out.
Be using your music magic to float on water.
Yes, well, I don't think my music can really do that.
Not yet.
I don't know.
I just want to shout, "Hey,
100%.
hurry up!"
I don't know that.
And can we even hear Perry?
Yeah.
Sounds like we're
Shout
being
really
summoned by
loud.
the captain on deck.
Yeah, should probably go.
I'll dive into the water and start swimming to the ship.
I'll
Yep.
start swimming
Yeah.
as well.
Right?
I'll tip my tippy toe in the water, be like, oh, and then I'll go in.
You guys get to the
Extra
ship, no
little bit of
problem.
sass.
Sure.
Extra little bit of sass.
You get up on board. Captain Abraham is on the deck of the Corvid. And so, what was that all about, and was it worth it?
No, no.
I stand like
Why
behind
was it?
Captain Abraham.
I know, Abraham,
was
that
it?
you're a man who likes shenanigans, and we did happen to get up to some shenanigans. It did benefit in some way, shape, or form to us, whether it be sort of boost to our capabilities or monetarily is yet to be seen. But we did manage to procure this, and he
Pull out
points to.
It's a stick. It's a rod.
the rod of the pack.
Didn't Marcus also get a cloak?
Yeah,
Cloak.
Marcus
Yeah.
will just be standing like near Captain
Yeah, we
Abraham,
tossed
and
that.
the cloak will be
Toss that-
billowing in
he
the
tossed
wind.
That cloak to Tempest.
Yeah, Tempest.
shoved it in
Oh
the
yeah, I
bag.
also
Shoved in the
pull out
bag.
the cloak.
Okay.
Oh, and we also got a cloak of some kind. I don't know what it does. I wasn't there for that part.
Marcus will run up real quick, put it on, and then it just starts billowing in the wind, and then he snaps his fingers, and it stops, and then he snaps his fingers again, and it goes again.
It
Ah.
just billows.
Captain Abraham is just gonna put his fingers on his eyes. You robbed that magic item, salesman, didn't you?
Yes.
No, I wouldn't say.
And he did have it coming. You know, he didn't seem like quite an upstanding gentleman. I myself am not necessarily an upstanding gentleman, but he did have it coming.
I personally would like to know how he affords to pay off the entire city guard while selling fake magic items.
Well, you don't exactly need a lot of capital to have a fake magic item, now do you?
Yeah, but you don't make a lot of capital selling fake magic items.
Well,
It's not
that's
his.
it.
It's not his only business. He also deals in other aspects of the town.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, he's not really someone you wanted to fuck with. It's gonna be a bit difficult to get back to there for a time, at least. I'd be. Hey, at least we could say this: you're gonna have your first wanted posters because the Sterling came into port, and that happened. So you're gonna be your faces are gonna be plastered all over that port for a long time.
Oh,
I hope they get me notes right.
excited.
Well, Captain, I don't mean to annoy you, but in the
now I
categories
feel
of
left
people, in the categories of people that you know, we're not supposed to fuck with, and we will fuck with, this is probably just the first.
Oh, I
The Venn
assume
diagram
so.
of the people we should not be messing with, and the people we should be messing
No,
with.
Must we
And
remind?
That
must
guy
we
happens to
remind
be in the
you-
center of that Venn diagram.
Must we remind you your first encounter with the Empire?
Fair
That did
point.
Not end well.
That's a fair point. Well,
I think that we're a real boots on the ground kind of crew, and being boots on the ground really does it lends us to trouble with the law.
I should have figured that.
We are pirates.
True. You need to be smart, pirates. So,
We got out of that.
For the most part, we'd be smart. We just have our moments.
I'll
Makes it good.
I'll let one of your crewmates know all the important individuals that you avoid in certain ports, so that if you roll up into there, then they know to tell you about them, so that you can stay away from
Probably
them.
screw with them.
Or screw with them, I suppose, but you also don't want to be wanted everywhere, especially in places that are safe and considered marked safe by the League.
That's true.
Plus, you don't want to be
Besides-
wanted too much by the Empire, and they'll send ships after you to hunt you down.
Definitely
Actively.
not big enough to be, yeah.
Like, we're about to go, once we're finished with helping you get your hull upgrade, we're about to go do something that's going to get us wanted for a long while. We're going to have to lay low for a bit.
You're not Yonkos yet.
I just want to sit on the ground like this.
Honestly, I feel like it's good that your Perry isn't gonna be wanted. Have a wanted poster because it's even worse because you're a halfling.
X also won't have a wanted poster.
He's gonna be
Yeah,
so
fair.
pissed.
True.
We're the unwanted
That's true.
duo.
Abraham's going to look at you, Perry, and say, "Hey, on the bright side, you can go into that port anytime you want, as long as you're not with these clowns." He says it like lovingly. There's no
I
like
can get
malice in
away
it.
from them.
That's a good point.
You'd be stuck with us now, huh?
Well,
He volunteered to join our original little endeavor, so
it's true. You're kind of stuck with them at this point. In the meantime, though, we need to go the long way around the island. Can't be passing by those Imperial vessels again. Right, Perry?
That is true.
Kind of looks. I'm gonna say
like
shit, right?
say nothing.
And
I'm gonna do that. That is true.
all right, let's get moving. We need to meet them by sundown. A bit before sundown, actually. It's a bit treacherous going through the river inland in the dark. Off we go. He'll hop back up onto Mars's Revenge. You guys will shove off, or we will pick up next week.